What is it you love the most about him?
What do I love the most about him? Everything. He's amazing. I really admire him. I respect him. I admire him. I'm in love with him. And no, we don't sleep in separate bedrooms. Thank you very much. I love everything about him.
You said you don't sleep in separate bedrooms, and I'm going to confess, okay, this is live TV, and I'm copping out right here because I didn't spend my life as a serious journalist to ask these kinds of questions. But I'm not oblivious to the fact that your fans had one question they most wanted to ask of you.
Do we have sex?
We have you.
She didn't ask.
I didn't ask. I won't ask. Okay.
You don't know what it was going to be.
Is that what you were going to ask?
Let's play just a minute or two.
Sorry.
Let's play one or two.
We want to know if you've done the thing.
Michael, I know that this is an intimate question, but are you having sex together with Lisa Marie?
Do you guys really love each other, or you're just doing this to satisfy the media?
Are you guys intimate?
Again, I can't believe
Wow.
it. This is about the skepticism.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I know this is embarrassing, and I'm really just, you know, you can just tell me to shut up, and I will if you want me to, but I didn't ask you this yesterday because I was so fascinated by other things, but I have to ask you this. Was it a consummated marriage? Oh, my God, Oprah, I have to ask you that question. What? And you all know damn well you want to know. That certainly wasn't at the top of my agenda, but, I mean, it was a real marriage, like, between husband and wife. Yep. It was a consummated marriage. Yep. It was. Okay, that's all.
I wasn't yeah. That's all.
Yeah, so in your mind, it was real.
To me, yes, it was. You know, I don't know
Yeah. I got it. Okay.
I do feel like there was an agenda there, too, though, because I think he wanted children, and he wanted her children.
Ah.
Mother, what are you doing right now?
I honestly can tell you that it was every sense a normal marriage, and everything was spoken, and, you know, in the middle of the night, if he needed to wake up and tell me and bounce something off me and wake me up and want to, you know, talk, or if there was trouble, or, I mean,
was he having trouble sleeping then?
Yes, he was like a little gnome. I used to tell him he was like a gnome running around the room because it was hard for me to sleep. A lot of times I couldn't sleep either if he wasn't sleeping, so he would be, I just hear him piddling, and, you know, it was a bit endearing, but then, and I didn't mind it, but he did have a hard time sleeping, yes.
So you fell in love with him because of?
For him, because he was an incredibly dynamic person. If you were in his vicinity, and he wanted to give, and he showed you who he was, if he was willing to do that in any way. Yeah. Man, I have never felt so high in my life. Yeah. I have never felt so high in my life as that, and I am not lying when I say that. He had something so intoxicating about him, and when he was on, and when he was ready to share with you or give it to you, and be himself and allow you to come in, I don't know if I've ever been that intoxicated by anything. It was like a drug. He was like a drug for me. I felt like I just always wanted to be around him. I always wanted to be part of it. I felt so high. I've never felt like that around another human being except for one, you know, which is my father. And I really loved that role, and I loved taking care of him. It was the highest point of my life, one of the very highest points of my life, was when things were going really well, and he and I were united together. And he and I had an understanding about some of the people and the things that could go around him. And he was with me on those things. And we were a unit. And I could take care of him.
You feel loved by Michael in the beginning?
Very much so. I don't think I realized it at the time what that meant. Because I know that was very unusual for him. I know he'd had a few dates in his life. But there was nothing profound for him in that area, and he fell in love with me, and I fell in love with him, and it was very real.
How did he ask you to marry him?
We were in the library in front of the fire, and he pulled this giant 10-carat diamond out of his pocket and put it on my finger. I think he got on his knees as well and proposed.
And at the time he proposed, did you think that it would be forever?
I did. I don't, you know, I did. And when I was younger, that he honestly tried so hard and went through so much with me. And I know now, when I look back at it, he's never done that with any other female or anyone as much as we went through. And when we hit rough waters, and we would argue, 3-day arguments, sometimes taking a break to eat and sleep.
Wow.
You know, I'd have to say that I really admire that he really gave it a good shot. You know, I didn't appreciate it then, and I wish I did.
Did he have to die for you to recognize that he loved you?
I think so, sadly.
Is that the first time you recognized or believed that he truly loved you after he died?
I think, yes. Sweeping answer would be yes. When we were together, we were really in love, and then we had the rough patches, and then I had to make a decision to walk because I saw that the drugs and the doctors were coming in, and they scared me and put me right back into what I went through with my father, so that ended it. And then we, again, were going to get back together. We spent 4 more years after we divorced,
really? Getting
back together and breaking up, and talking about getting back together and breaking up. And at some point, I had to push it away because it was just not, I wasn't moving forward with myself.
So you still loved him even when you left him?
Very much. I left him to sort of stomp my foot into the ground and go. I was trying to take a stand and say, come with me, don't do this. Mm-hmm. And it was a stupid move because he didn't. And he was just, you know, he's a stubborn, I'm stubborn, he's stubborn. The two of us, it was like, you know.
Don't make a dare you're not willing to follow through on.
Right. So I made a stupid move. And I actually afterwards, you know, he and I were still, you know, I was flying all over the world still with him for years to follow.